Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about those little things in K-pop that are just really annoying and you always notice them when you see them and you wish you could do something about it, but at the end of the day, you don't have that much energy and companies just insist on doing them anyways. You know what I mean, right? Comment your own pet peeves below because goodness knows we could all use a good rant every now and then. I guess you could say that this video is inspired by the many people who did this a year or so ago, but honestly, this video is not really similar to theirs at all except in the title, so take from that what you will. But before we get into the video, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Clutebox. Clutebox is a K-pop subscription service where you can get boxes of K-pop merch delivered to your door every month. You can choose which group you want a Clutebox based around, with their current selection including BTS, Blackpink, Twice, and more. And the best part of it all is that shipping to most countries is entirely free. Use the link in the description or the code AXISTAN at checkout to get 5% off your order. Now, without further ado, my first major pet peeve in K-pop is... Do you ever see a K-pop idol who dyes their hair a new color in time for every single comeback and wonder just how dead their hair is? See, before I got into K-pop, I was under the impression that dyeing your hair would basically kill it. Then I saw all these idols dyeing their hair left and right, so I was like, well, it can't be that bad. But then, I watched a video where Solar went to go get a haircut, and literally all her hairdresser could talk about was how terrible her hair condition was. I think Somin also made a similar video, so you should go watch those videos, because in both, the idols had to end up getting their hair cut shorter than they originally wanted, because the stylist said their hair was in such bad condition that chopping it all off was the only thing to do. Since hearing that, every time an idol bleaches their hair yet again, my heart hurts a little for their scalp. Especially because brighter colors are becoming more common to go with energetic concepts that appeal to an international audience, and the only way to achieve that color is to bleach your hair again and again. I can imagine the idols not having control over this and then just having to deal with their hair falling out later, or worse, I mean, we all know that Jinsol was forbidden by management to have a hair color other than blonde for years, and she has said that she would get headaches because of the constant bleaching, so at that point, it's really serious. Hell, even Soyeon has really short hair now, but then instead of letting her stop dyeing it or just rocking the short hair, Cube gave her hair extensions after hair extensions, none of which blend in, by the way. It ended up looking worse than if they had just left it alone. Oh, and then on top of the bleaching, there must be really bad heat damage from the constant styling, so even idols like Irene who haven't dyed their hair in years must still have slightly damaged hair. At this point, I really wonder what an idol's hair feels like. It must feel like really, dry. I mean, you tell me if you have a lot of experience dyeing your hair. I also have a lot of respect for idols like Mimi from Oh My Girl who are clearly trying to grow their hair out, even if it doesn't look the best most of the time. The effort is quite admirable. I can't wait for the day when Mimi's hair gets long enough for her to chop off the bleached part if that's what she wants. I really think the industry needs to start using more wigs. I remember when Irene did that one monster stage wearing a blonde wig, and it looked so good that I nearly had a heart attack thinking that she finally dyed her hair, but no, it was a wig and it looked amazing. Can't companies start doing more of that? Okay, if you've seen literally any K-pop music video ever, I'm sure you know what I mean. It's those black bars, actually sometimes they're white as well, but anyways, those bars that they insist on putting in the music videos to achieve a sort of cinematic look, I guess. I get unbelievably pissed off by these bars. It's like they had all this perfectly good footage just lying there, and they decided to cover it up for what? You never see them in my videos, and the reason is because every single time there's a music video with these dumbass bars in them, I have to zoom in, like so. They are so ugly and annoying, and honestly, what makes me more mad than the bars themselves is the fact that they couldn't just change the aspect ratio of the video. Okay, let me explain. So, the aspect ratio is the ratio of the height to the width of the video you watch. So this video you're currently watching is in the 9:16 aspect ratio, which is the size that fits most phone screens. If you add those black bars, that changes the aspect ratio, so now it's 5:16 or something, depending on how big the bars are. The thing is, instead of putting these dumb black bars on, you can just change the aspect ratio of the video file itself. The way you can tell if a video file has been changed is if you put your screen in theater mode. So you can see here that this Stray Kids music video has had its video file aspect ratio changed. So now when I go into theater mode, it now fills up the whole screen. But when I go into theater mode with this ITZY music video, it does not fill up the whole screen. And the reason is because they slapped some stupid black bars on it instead. Why is JYP so inconsistent? I don't know. But what I do know is that these black bars are so stupid and annoying and I want to get rid of them forever. If you don't feel the same way I do, I highly recommend you watch Go-on's one and only music video, which sets the record for greatest number of stupid black bar changes. Come back here after watching that and tell me just how stupid all those black bars are, because if that video does not make you mad, I do not know what will. I would really appreciate it. Okay, my next pet peeve is... I bet you know exactly what I mean reading that title. This was always dumb, but where it really got me annoyed was watching IZ*ONE's panorama choreography, which really took this to the next level. They don't just walk off from the side, no. Wonyoung does the literal killing part and then just walks off. It's bad enough when they sort of stand off to the side while the members in the middle do their dance, and then the choreographer had to make it just so that she does such a long walk. The rest of the members are doing the dance move, and then she sticks out like a sore thumb just doing this stupid walk of shame. It is the choreographer's job to make an interesting dance, and I'm not a dancer, so don't quote me on this, but aren't having smooth transitions between various formations an important part of choreography? There are so many creative ways that the member in the middle can move to the side, and yet the one that so many choreographers choose is to just have them walk there. Another slightly less egregious, but still weird choreography thing is when the members just sort of stand off to the side while the members in the middle are doing a dance. This happens in practically every group with over 10 members, and it's annoying because you can literally see them standing there. Could they not walk 10 feet over so they wouldn't be in view of the camera on the music show stages? No, they have to stand awkwardly there, and then once again do another walk of shame when they have to get back into the dance. Surely, there must be something they can do instead of just standing there, like maybe do some less strenuous moves, or maybe just move over a little bit so you can't see them? Is this a really nitpicky complaint? Yes, it is an extremely nitpicky complaint that you are probably annoyed at me for expressing, but the point of this video is for me to express exactly this, so let's go on to the next one. I remember a month or so ago when Giselle's fan cam was going viral because for practically half of it, you couldn't see her at all since she was covered up by the cameraman. I was kind of miffed about it happening to Giselle especially, since at the time she seemed like the least popular member of aespa, so I was like, of course, it had to be Giselle who got the crappy fan cam. But really, it could happen to anyone, and it's so annoying whenever it does. I click on this lovely fan cam of my bias, and I'm expecting to be able to actually see them, but no, the cameraman has to do his job and block my view. That was kind of sarcastic, or maybe not really, I don't know. Now, unlike my last two pet peeves, I don't really see a way around this one other than just doing a run of the performance whose sole purpose is for filming all the fan cams. Actually, that wouldn't be such a bad idea. None of the performances these days have live vocals anyways, so it's not like they couldn't just do many runs and stitch the best ones together. The lack of live vocals is a whole nother pet peeve for a whole nother day, so before I get ahead of myself, let's move on. You would think that K-pop companies would consider the rapidly growing English-speaking fanbase of K-pop, but apparently not. This complaint is brought on by the fact that in Monsta X's Love Killer they pronounce cliché like clish, so that it would rhyme with hottish and dish, neither of which seem to make great lyrics anyways, so I don't even know what the point of that was. I've seen Korean speakers post online about how K-pop lyrics are incredibly stupid and make no sense even in their native language, so I guess my expectations shouldn't be so high, but man, is an actual rhyme that hard to come by? Another sad thing about the English language in K-pop music is when they try to spell out words and they don't do it right, or they purposely alter it so that it would fit the song. Fully English songs are guilty of this too, but don't tell me you haven't tried to spell out savage after listening to Pretty Savage. Lisa goes S-A-V-A-G and then just leaves out the E, and I literally replayed that one part 10 times over trying to figure out where the E was, and then I gave up and I was like, man, Teddy grew up in America, the man speaks fluent English, could he not come up with something better than that? When I listen to English lyrics like these, and also when I listen to plain old badly written English in general, even if there's no pronunciation errors, I feel like I get what those Korean commentators mean when they talk about how cringy the lyrics to K-pop songs are. I don't know, I feel like I'm getting some sort of like insider's view. Okay, I'll stop rambling now. Next. I'm sure that hearing about this, you've already thought of one or two raps in some of your favorite songs that just did not have to be there. These are especially present in the second verse, and every time I see one, I'm just like, damn, that did not have to be there. It's especially weird when a group that is not exactly known for having rapping talent shoehorns a rap into there to give their quote-unquote rapper lines, even though the rapper could have just sung something just as well, and it probably would have sounded better too, but no, they just had to reinforce that this rapper who can't actually rap needs to get rap lines. I wasn't even going to include this one in the video until Chungha released Bicycle, and man, the second verse rap in this song is the absolute perfect example of an unnecessary rap. Listen to it.
Sweat dripping down my back, I got ice decorating my neck. Be the strongest thing, don't miss it, cause I'm the baddest queen, I'm sicker than all the...
First of all, it's in English, which is pronounced surprisingly well since Chungha did grow up in Texas, but still has some of the pitfalls that I mentioned in the last pet peeve. The words don't actually rhyme or even try to, but because of that, the rap relies more heavily on her flow to sound good. But see, the thing is, Chungha is not a rapper. They didn't write that rap well, she herself doesn't have much to add to it, and so the rap just sounds more awkward than it has to be. All of this could have easily been fixed by just taking the rap out and letting her sing or something, since that's what she's good at. This is unnecessary on every level. Now, I will say, an unnecessary rap has never fully ruined a song for me, because if the rappers were that bad at both rapping and singing, they just wouldn't have lines. But it definitely makes a song worse, because you have this flow or aesthetic that clearly does not need a rap, but then they shove one in there anyways, and you're so surprised by it on your first listen, which in my opinion is not a good thing. Like everything else in this list, it's just the sort of thing that makes you go, bro, what even is that? And you kind of forget, but it's still annoying. Not much more to say about this one, on to the next. K-pop and TikTok have a very interesting relationship. I'm sure you all know about how the Russian roulette dance turned into the vivi trend and all that, and I was a little sad that Red Velvet weren't getting credit for their dance, but at the same time I wasn't surprised, because what more do you expect from a platform that largely consists of dancing videos? K-pop dances and TikTok dances are gonna start intersecting sooner or later, considering that tens of new K-pop choreographies come out every week. And you know, I could talk about why TikTok copying K-pop makes me angry for days. Literally days, I tell you. But we are here today to complain about K-pop. And you know what my TikTok-related K-pop pet peeve is? It's K-pop copying TikTok. TikTok dances are basically all the same 10 moves strung together in different orders, and they tend to be easy to learn and eye-catching, all of which makes for great virality. So of course, the logical thing for choreographers to do is to take these simple, repetitive, and honestly generic moves, and stick them in every new K-pop dance. It's honestly the funniest thing when a whole dance will be super elaborate and have all these new moves, and then a random viral move is thrown in there just to be friendly to the youth or something. I've seen groups known for having difficult dances suddenly have a really easy dance on their next comeback, and lo and behold, they're promoting it all over TikTok. I'm not mad if a dance just happens to be easily TikTokable, but when a group's abilities are limited by stupid-looking dances, that's when it gets annoying. They're capable of so much, but they get reduced to hitting the woe in their dance, and for what? The efforts of K-pop companies to go viral on TikTok don't just go into the dances either, it's also present in the extremely cringy efforts of K-pop companies to create TikTok trends and challenges based on their songs. I'll use aespa as yet another example. I know people have been commenting that I use aespa as an example too much, but I think they're a really good example to use for most of these because they're such a new group, so they're really representative of the new standard for what K-pop groups should be. They're in the largest company, you know, they're bound to be famous, and SM is just trying all sorts of new stuff on them, so I'm gonna use them. So for aespa, SM made a glow-up TikTok, a TikTok using the ah-yeah-yeah-yeah-yeah sound, and of course they had the requisite attempt to turn the actual choreography into a trend. I don't think any of those attempts actually became a trend. Actually, looking at the likes, most of them have even less likes than their videos using other sounds, so clearly that did not work out. And I think it's just because people find it cringy when it's that obvious. Real TikTok trends are created by people messing around and creating them on their own, just for fun, not by the artist company trying to promote the song. That's why people start making it a trend. They'll do the trend because it's fun, and it was made to be fun, and that's just going to be better than anything a company's marketing division came up with. In that way, it's just a matter of luck if a song will go viral on TikTok, and the companies just look worse for trying to force it. Then again, SM tries to force literally everything, Super M, so I shouldn't be surprised. The whole point of a dance practice is that it shows the idols practicing the dance. Maybe they would look back on the video to see how the dance looked and improve on it. And yet companies have taken the word dance practice and gone, a dance practice? Sounds like a performance video to me. Like, the fact that YG took Blackpink's dance performance video for Lovesick Girls and decided it should be called a dance practice is beyond me. Just because it's taking place in a dance studio does not make it a dance practice. I mean, for goodness sake, you got all dressed up, you added props, why are you calling it a dance practice? I've seen people say that this is so that YG doesn't have to publish a real dance practice because the dance wouldn't look good when not seen from the specific angles provided by the moving camera, in which case then it's just a bad dance. And honestly, I have nothing against bad dances. If it's bad, then it's bad. It's the mislabeling that ruins it for me. Companies know exactly what the fans want and refuse to give it to them just because they can. This happens with literally every popular term in K-pop. Fans use the term in a certain way, the companies take a look at it and twist the meaning, and then feed it back to us like we forgot what it used to mean. Fans will actually have good ideas, and then companies will steal them. I mean, individual music show fan cams are all the rage now, but they didn't used to be. There used to be only fan cams from concerts and events, that's how it started, but then music shows were like, that looks popular, and stuck it into their own programs. Honestly, I can't be that angry at just the natural process of the industry, but I do have the right to be a little pissed off, which is why I'm making this video. Alrighty, that's gonna be all for today. Comment your own pet peeves down below because, man, both you and I know that you have to let out a good rant every now and then. I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys, and I'll see you in the next one.